What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing and seeing the upcoming spells from Wizard 101 and the video about fusion. I'm going to do it all in one video. Nope, I'm going to do that. I saw it. But they'll be coming up. These are going to be all the new balance school. Oh. They pointed the ghost. Was he pointing to the moon? Oh, they're trying to trick the enemy. They're trying to get distracted by the moon. Okay, deaf school. Ooh, is that Anubis? Oh, the souls. Okay. The fire school. Is that a, what is that? A lion crocodile? Oh, those are almost realistic flames right there. You just get burned and whacked. The life school, this is the hour school. Whoa, this seems more like an ice. Dang. Oh, now it's life school. Oh, why would I want to heal my enemy? What? That's cool. Did I see that right? That's cool. Oh, yeah. I would be mad reading all that too. I would have had the same reaction. I had to read all that. Very dramatic. But those spells were pretty crazy. Now we're going to be looking at having a live reaction of the stream that's talking about card fusion or spell fusion.
All
right. Here we go.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I hope you guys are doing great.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
My name is Cam and Hephaestus. We've also got Ratbeard here.
I'm random.
And we're gonna tell you a little bit about spell fusion.
Death and Storm.
So we had this teaser that you're seeing on screen right now show on our socials, and the community seems excited about it. So we're gonna explain a bit
I'm actually pretty excited.
What the system is, and then at the end of the stream, well, after the presentation, we will show off some of the new spells.
I'm actually pretty excited for dual schools.
And then afterwards, we'll take your questions. So, Ratbeard, would you like to tell them a little bit about how this system came to be?
Oh no, his mic is out. But the green thing's going off. Yeah, but guys, I'm excited to do dual schools. I feel like that was their direction from the beginning. As a new player, I could tell that they wanted you to do dual schools.
Looks like I can't hear you. Dang it. Why not?
Right from the start?
See. I could have sworn last time we did this. I know, last time we did this, people were saying it didn't work, but then it did. All right, how about now? All right, yeah, okay, it should be good now.
Are we good? Are we good?
Can you guys hear me now? How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How about now? It looks like it's the YouTube folks that couldn't hear me, but
YouTube.
All good now. All right, go ahead.
Gaming says can't hear you, but I don't believe him. He might be goofing with us, so or maybe it's a delay.
Yeah.
Okay, they can hear me now. So I just want to say that Artie, says hello. He wanted to be here, but some things.
He's using his laptop mic.
He may pop up in the chat. We'll see. We'll see if he can do that. But I promised Artie that I would talk about Rudy Gobert. So when we originally started talking about this fusion concept, in fact, it might even have been before we even talked about fusion.
It was really about weaving is when it came up.
Right. So and Artie came in and he told us all the story about Rudy Gobert. And for those of you who don't know, Artie is a huge sports fan. and he knows all sports to a high degree of precision, as you would kind of expect from Artie. And so he was talking about a basketball player named Rudy Gobert. I guess he's French, but he plays in the NBA. Very, very tall. And he would often get the ball and have a clear, easy dunk. And he would not take the dunk, right? He would just take 2 points. And the point that Artie was trying to make was that there's a difference between 2 points and 2 points, right? 2 points from a little layup is not as good as 2 points from a dunk, right? And for whatever reason, that seemed to stick with Cam because he had already been working on the magic weaving and the school fusion stuff, and he came back to Artie and I and said, "I really want to go for the dunk." And so we encouraged him to go for the dunk. So I've been calling the spell fusion system a Cam dunk for a while.
Isn't it a Cam dunk?
Basically, magic weaving was a concept earlier, and it was
look at that
there was a lot of cool stuff in it.
625 attack. So
specifically would make it more of a slam dunk because it's cool to be able to actually physically in combat merge the schools together. I think really puts a cherry on top of the system. So
that's not
one of the things that we discovered.
That's going to take up deck space for sure.
Of all kinds was that you had an enchant that couldn't do anything unless it was combined with the other card, and so it ended up taking 2 cards worth of space in the deck.
Yep. I just said that.
And so Cam, well, you can describe what you asked for.
That's exactly what I just said, guys. It'll take up deck space.
Yes. So
I already
this
feel
is
it
kind of where this idea
at the beginning.
Wasn't my original idea. It was kind of in our backlog as our answer to updating enchants and more specifically mutates, because we didn't like the idea that one card needs the other to be functional. So if you had only the mutate card, it couldn't do anything unless you pulled the other card. So with that, spell fusion basically eliminates that middle step and allows you to fuse 2 regular spells together that can also be cast on their own, which is a big difference, and I think a lot more usable and expandable too. So with this, it's we've got a lot of cool stuff we can do with it. And then with this, we did decide to not touch the existing mutates, so those will stay as they are. And yeah, again, the catalyst for this, for doing it now, was magic weaving, so that you can get that combining of school magic. So let's get into a little bit about how it works. So, in order to fuse
fusion
spells
formulas
together, you must first learn its fusion formula. So, this UI is in progress. So,
it's going to take up those trainer points.
But this is what you might see on a trainer, where you can see the resulting spell and the 2 spells that make it up. So you will not be able to, not everybody who has Stormzilla and Ghoul trained can do this. You must also have learned this fusion formula.
You have to learn the fusion formula.
The formula defines 2 spells that, when fused together, result in a new spell. And then, let's see. Yeah, in this example, Stormzilla Ghoul equals Grimzilla. And important to note, once you have learned your first fusion formula, Diego will call you to the arena where you will go on a tutorial.
Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need that tutorial.
How to fuse.
Love that he takes you to Unicorn Way.
Yes, Unicorn Way. Exactly. So let's get into a little
Fusion
bit
rules,
of how it works. So obviously, as you saw in the teaser, if you just combine the base spells, that equals the result. If one or both of the component spells are spell-lamented, all versions of all paths are able to be fused. So if you use
all of A and all of B?
All of B, all of A, yep. And
No matter what the card
they
says, it's going to
always
turn into
result in the same card, no
the
matter
same
which one
card.
you have.
Okay.
And it's important to note that it doesn't matter which one you click on first. So if you click Stormzilla, then Ghoul,
So you can't like try to trick the system.
The same thing.
It will all just come to the same fusion.
And
no matter what you do.
Fusion rule. Yep. Go ahead.
Just real quick, because I see a lot of questions coming up in the chat, and I know for a fact Cam's going to answer them. So I'm going to try to talk less and be in the chat more. But for those of you who are asking questions that are about the system, let Cam finish his presentation, and then if there are still questions, then we'll start answering those then.
Yes.
And plus all ones for people who show up late and didn't see the presentation.
Sure.
So, all right.
Yep. So, can you fuse treasure cards? No, you cannot.
So you have to use your training points. So that forces you to use your training points for two different schools. You can't just buy the treasure card.
Type are pet and equipment spells, and these ones can be used in Fusion. So if you have a special version, even if it doesn't exist, even if it's not the same exact version, as long as it shares the same look and name, then it will be able to be counted. So if you have like Sparking Stormzilla or something, that wouldn't count.
Okay.
Stormzilla does.
Has to be literally straight Stormzilla and Ghoul.
If an item card comes up and it doesn't seem to be a fusion where you would expect it to, is that a bug? Is there something that you overlooked somewhere, or?
You mean like if there's a version of Stormzilla that we missed?
Yeah, exactly.
Then yeah, that would be a bug. I get. Yeah.
Ooh, a version that they missed.
It says Stormzilla.
I bet you there's gonna be probably some stuff that they missed.
Fusion.
The community will probably find a way.
Next is how are you going to put it in your deck?
Oh yes.
So to use a fusion, you just need to have at least one of each of the component spells in your deck. The number of copies that you're allowed to fuse is only limited by the number of copies of the components.
Okay.
And now I'm about to show you another temporary UI that's using some part from
look at that.
Some part Photoshop. So this is about kind of what it might look like. You can see on the right, you have 4 slots for your fusion formulas. And then you can see in the deck, it kind of shows you how many of each of the components you have, as well as below it. And then if you click on the card over here, then it will add one of each to the deck. So if there's some card you want, then it will do this, but you can't add the actual result spell into your deck. And then I think that's everything here. And as you can see in the top left, it might move, probably will move, but there's a tab where you can filter for fusion formulas just like you would for
treasure cards and stuff. Yeah, all right, that's nice.
And then let's go into what it looks like in combat. So when you're in combat, your spells will start to glow in different ways if they're involved in a fusion formula that you have learned. The glows aren't ready yet, so again, Photoshop and you temporary. There will be no glow on the spells if you don't have the fusion formula learned, or if you simply don't have both of the components in your deck. And so if the fusion isn't possible, there's no glow. There would be a yellow glow if
look at that Trapalodon, Cosmic Charge, Pathogen,
deck, but not yet
clear 4 shields
so
plus 20%.
The yellow glow just means you're waiting.
What does that symbol mean?
The second part for a fusion to be available, and then when you draw them both, then they're green.
Blade.
Fusion available.
Clear fall plus 15% blade damage added to an enemy.
Then everything will be
all schools
for the card that you're allowed to fuse with, similar to.
You guys see that?
Now. And once the spells are fused, they are both removed from your hand. And
minus 50% outgoing healing for 4 rounds.
Becomes
snap! I'm in trouble if that's in PvP.
You can cast an enchant on it after you've fused it.
Minus 25% outgoing
with
attacks.
Another fusion. Nothing like that in this update, but it's possible. And if you discard, cast, or fizzle the fused spell, then it will come back. into your, well, I guess not discard or cast, but if it fizzles, you can redraw it like a normal spell. If it discard or cast, you can reshuffle it, and the result will come back.
Oh, okay, nice. So you have a second chance almost to summon it if it fizzles.
Cool.
That's good to know.
Now let's talk about the fusion result spells themselves. So
Weaving.
these are more powerful than a regular other spell of the same pip cost. In this example, Headless is the same. It's about what a rank 6 damage only death spell would do, but as you can see, the Grimzilla does more than that. What's that?
How much more powerful?
Shoot, it's like, I think it was like 20%. I would have to look at the exact percentage. It's not a nice whole number. But yeah, something around there. And so some of you might have been wondering since Wednesday about this Grimzilla exactly. And yes, the weaving fusions have conditionals on them, like the bottom paths of Spellments. Yes, it has a conditional, and we'll talk about that, but we also made sure to build the spells in such a way where if you weren't to use the conditional part, the damage is still worth using fusion, as you can see here. So, if you recall from last stream where we talked about magic weaving, before entering the magic weaving system and before you would get any of these spells, you are given a tutorial about the magic wheel, which will teach you about how to read these types of cards if you are not already familiar. The weaving quests themselves also reinforce these concepts, so by the time you learn this fusion formula, you should have the tools you need to understand and utilize these spells. Now, for you more advanced content interested folks, you can already read this, and if you noticed, the effects of the result are informed by the effects of the components. So in this case, it combines the Gambit Ward from Ghoul, and it takes the Stormblade from Stormzilla to make Grimzilla.
Okay, I see that.
The effects and the cinematic are the only parts of the components that inform the result. Again, the effects of the spells and the cinematic, so, Stormzilla's into Grimzilla, those are what inform it, which means the pip cost is independent of the component spells. So you might see 2 9-pip spells combining into, a 5-pip spell.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, they couldn't combine into a, 14, 18-pip spell. They're decided on a case-by-case basis. The pip cost is decided on a case-by-case basis, taking into account perceived usage and deck construction. One very important thing to note with weaving
there's some cards that have a lot of pips.
The fusion formula you learn results in a spell of your weaving school, not your main school, which means Grimzilla is a spell for storm wizards. It might take I know this might take some getting used to, but we did it this way rather than the reverse to encourage investment into the weaving school, and it also makes sense intuitively. You're weaving death magic into your storm spell. So for all weaving fusion formulas, there are, they will all be a creature of yours in a school of the weaving.
Of the school of the weaving.
Like with the other spells that we showed off, like the dual blade, there are 42 of these fusions for magic weaving, which means 1 of each permutation. So no matter what school you are and what school you go into, you will get 1 of these. And just to reiterate, these spells are exclusive, so same with the other weaving spells. Grimzilla is available for Storm Wizards only, and the Death Storm spell will not be Grimzilla, it will be something else. Now,
so there will be some school entity exclusives.
Have branded.
That's gonna be interesting to see.
Like this one does, but 13 of them do. We used some existing, some new. And as we continue ranking up with weaving, then more and more of them will be new. Do remember, this is in addition to the new Selenopolis spells, this update, so huge shout out to the art team for doing all these spells in addition to all of their regular world tasks and such. So very happy we were able to get these. Now, but wait, we're not done. Magic Weaving is not the only ones. The Magic Weavers are not the only ones who get to have the fun with Fusion. So if you're a mainline only player, there will be some additional Fusion formulas that you can learn based around your new spells from Selenopolis. So
I don't know what Selenopolis is.
To your Selenopolis spell, after you do your Selenopolis spell quest, you can head over to Ravenwood or wherever your tree is, and find. You can talk to your original school tree, your spell tree. Turns out that the Blended Grove trees are not the only spell trees who know a thing or two about fusion. So here you can learn 2 fusion formulas for your school, combining your new spell with some sort of utility. For this example, you can combine the ice spell Shoe with an ice trap to make Mark of Shoe that hits and then creates 3 ice traps. And again, this UI is in progress.
Hit for 500 plus 335% ice traps.
Formulas. These
that's pretty good.
The 2 for each new spell, and then the 42 from before. These are all the fusions that are coming this update. But I'm sure that you guys are already thinking about the possibilities, and the possibilities are endless, and we're excited to continue using this in the future. So I have one more bonus slide here. I just kind of want to lay out the spells from this update because I thought it'd be fun.
World spells, top and bottom path, 14.
We have 14 world spells, top and bottom. We have 14 fusion formulas for the world spells.
Okay.
We have 42 non-fusion weaving spells. Those are like the blades and traps and whatnot. 42 fusion formulas, and then the 5 new auras.
5 new auras. I do like the auras.
New band and replacement spells. Thanks, Sauce and Liam, for those. And then 8 new spellment paths as well. So thanks, Potato Monkey and Almond, for those. And then Cornbore as well. Even though they didn't get any new spells, they got a lot of additional spell changes. Anyway, the total of this all, 131 spells this update. Y'all heard from pretty early on that we had over 100. This is why. And as you can see, the reason the number is so high is because of those 2 chunks of 42. Of those 84 spells, on one wizard, you're really only going to have 2 of them. So you don't need 131 training points. But,
131 training points.
Yeah,
Dang, imagine that.
We did this way was we figured it. We thought it was important that you had the most choice possible. So no matter what your primary school, no matter what school you might be interested in weaving into, that you have that choice, and you get the same amount of rewards. So we hope it's not too overwhelming, all these spells, and I think it's going to be fun. Very large update, and that's the end of the presentation.
All right, I'll try to pull out some questions I saw, and you guys feel free to repeat your questions, but don't spam them, please. But if you already asked them again now,
well, we do have. I was planning to tease some of the spells, so we should do that.
Okay.
So,
sure. First.
Ooh, spell teasing. Let's see.
The Arc 2 Spellment stream that we did, we had some wheels and teased that way. So we're gonna do that again. We're gonna tease 6 new spells, and they're gonna be random. So
random.
We're gonna just see. We're just gonna see. Gonna see
random
how it goes.
Spells.
And go from there.
Life and death. Life and death. Life and death. Life and death.
Let's see. Okay, well, we can't do that. We're gonna have to respin. We're gonna have to respin one of them. I did take out the Death Storm, or Storm Death for for that. All right, let's see.
Myth and balance.
Myth into balance. Okay. Balance is a weird one.
Balance is
All
a
right,
weird one.
Let's see. Myth into balance.
Does everyone really hate balance
Oh,
this
this is one of
much?
the new
Even the
ones.
devs?
All right. You got
Santro.
This one is this one's a weird. This one's obviously it's weird because it's balance, but it's detonating a lot of things. So we'll see how this one goes. But yeah, combining troll with scarab. So there's that. And yeah, let's just keep going, I guess. The colors are a bit cursed. I think it looks really cool. You'll have to summon.
Life, yes.
Life
Life and myth.
Life into myth. Let's do that one. Life into myth. Life into myth. If you guys like,
clear 5. There's 30% blade.
No, it's not another
695
troll. No,
attack
this
for
one is,
6 pips.
Chivalrous Centaur, or the Myth Centaur, in case you haven't seen that before, but clears shields for blades and then does damage, so that's pretty darn cool. Again, combining
Clear shields, you get a blade and you do damage.
Centaur, so
that could be big.
Life.
Okay.
So there you go. And I guess now would be a good tangent to go into like, why would you choose to go into one school over another? Could be to shore up your weaknesses. So if you're wanting to counter something that you don't normally counter, that's possible. But it could also be you want to synergize with the school that you go with as well to do some combos. So yeah, there's a lot of possibilities here. All right, Balance Storm, another new one. All right,
Lightning Locusts.
Lightning Locusts. So this is
what's that shield mean?
Storm version of Locust Swarm, and it's pretty darn cool. It's it does damage and then it does trap, a big trap if you have a dot on you. If you were seeing the updates on balance spells in general, Balance's thing is that it leverages hang effects on players without removing them. So that's why this does that. All right, next. Trap is after the damage.
Death and life, yes.
It looks like ice and fire is going to be fire, ice, and then ice, fire.
Death and life, yeah, let's see. I might go life and death. I like life and death.
Death into life.
The green blight.
Life Banshee. Green blight does damage, clears traps for infections.
Clears traps for infections.
You'll notice a lot of the spells here have. Some of them have conversions that you're familiar with, but some of them have conversions that are unique to these spells. So if there were some clear and replace that seemed backwards on the wheel,
yeah, this is gonna go crazy. I wonder how it's gonna be for the high pip spells.
Spin these anymore because it's gonna be ice fire and then fire ice. So that is that. Let's go with fire ice. This one's
the Chirocat.
This one is fun. All right, so does damage and then detonates as Firecat.
Damage detonates, clears
blades for another dot. So there you go.
Clears blade for 65 damage over 3 rounds.
Lots of utility, yeah. And again, this one is exclusive to fire. And then the other way around, we have Evil Magma Man, which is a clear
1,001. Wait a minute, 1,110 damage over 3
rounds. Dot and then another big dot.
Over 5 rounds, over 1,000 damage. And round base plus 75 over 3 rounds.
There are 42 of these.
1,200 damage over 3 rounds, and then the rest is over 1,000. Am I reading that right?
or you could spend a lot of time going through all these spells once test round comes up. So
Oh, we're joining the
Exciting
test round.
times.
We're joining the test round.
exciting times. So
At least I hope.
that's it. That's all we have to show. Did you see any questions that?
All right, guys. We're just gonna go back. I know they're probably just gonna be doing the questionnaire here at this point here. I just wanted to go back for that one spell right here. Am I seeing this right? Where this says 1,110 damage over time, 3 for 5 rounds. That's a lot of damage. I haven't seen anything that does that much round based. And then they said each crew have Pacific. So like this one, the Grimzilla would be only Pacific to the Storm and Death combo, and the Death and Storm will have their own. So the opposite won't have Grimzilla. They'll have a different card. So it's gonna be really interested to see what's gonna happen here and how they're going to implement all this and how players are gonna completely break the game, because the community is gonna go crazy coming up with different combinations and just finding out the most OP way of like destroying with these cards for sure. But I'm actually very excited to do dual schools. I mean, I personally ain't gonna go life and death for me. I'm gonna try that combo because I cater towards these two schools the most. But we'll definitely be playing around with it. We'll definitely try to join that live test round or live test realm to test out these all these spells live, and yeah, hopefully we'll really get into it and really come up with some crazy stuff. Oh, they're doing more over here. Wait a minute. They're doing more teasing.
I mean, they're like literally everything you could possibly request is in there.
Just Lorm, not Lorm. No one's interested in Lorm. No.
All right, not that one. Oh man. I see. I just saw one completely random. I saw Mythfire.
Right.
Mythfire.
Y'all, Mythfire is really cool. So we're just gonna do that.
Mythfire.
It's a fire
Reduces fury,
which is new, and it does damage and then gamuts traps for dot. So pretty cool.
They call them dots. The time over damage, they call them dots.
Let's see how there's so many requests. How many more should we do? Let's just do. Okay, I saw Ice Storm. Ice Storm. Where is this?
Ice and Storm. I wouldn't
Ice
expect
Storm.
that combo. 840 damage clears 2 over plus 30% ice. What?
Big hit.
840
Clear a dot
damage?
for an ice trap. And again, this is the ice spell. I mean ice
As a
school.
base, plus all the bonuses. That's going to do a lot of damage.
And then, I mean, it's not an ice spell; it's a storm spell.
That's going to do a lot of damage.
Can you do life death?
Life, death. I think we did that one. Did we not? No, we didn't. We did death, life.
Life deaths. Let's go.
Yeah, we could do life, death. Why not?
The leprechaun.
Death Leprechaun. This one's. I really like the cinematic of this one, which is very rarely seen. So it does a hit and then it clears traps off yourself for that symbol means chromatic, which means the school of your opponent, a weakness. So
Oh, that's what
There
that
you go.
means. Okay, so it means of the person's
all
school.
right, I think that's good on. I guess I'll leave that up there for. I think that's good on those. But yeah, I mean,
Chromatics. So is this new chromatics, or is that going to be part of the fusions? I have no idea. We're still at the beginning of the game, so I'm actually not completely sure. But yeah, guys, that's fusions. Oh wait, they're doing more. Look at that, lightning dragon, 900 Storm damage, clear 2 heals, 35, and then plus 135 flames over 3 rounds. On target? I'm not sure what that means. Wait, what does that even mean? Hold on. See what they say. What does that
This
mean?
one as Firestorm, please. Okay. Last one is Firestorm, please. All right, so this is, I think, the first one that's a select target, which is the new way to do AOE's, I suppose. And this one does damage and then clears.
A new way to do
heals
AOE,
for,
select target.
damage over time. And as you can see, it's a storm spell, so it does a lot of damage. All right.
Whoa, so that's a lot to decipher. So I'm hoping I'll see all of you guys at the live test round. I'm gonna definitely go to try to join. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Those beginning spells, between the new spells and the weaving, this is definitely gonna shake up the community a lot. I mean, hopefully for the better with the new spells, the new ways to play. It looks like they're really gonna try to go crazy with the updates at the game. Well, anyways, guys, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hope you enjoy.